land one's taste. But the happiest star I've sailed seas is when he's down at an inland town with his Nancy on his knees. Yo-ho! And his arm around her waist.
And when the captain of Rico was a fruitless sailor drowned, with a yo-he-ho and a rocky and open rock for the homeward bound, with a yo-he-ho and a run below. Yo-ho-he-ho, he-ho, 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 yo-ho.
A wandering minstrel I am, king of shreds and patches, of violent songs and snatches, and dreamy lullaby.
And what may be your business with young?
I'll tell you, a year ago I was a member of the Titipu town band. Well, it was my duty to take the cap down to the contributions. While discharging this delicate office, I saw young. We loved each other at once, but she was betrothed to her guardian, Coco, a cheap tailor. And I saw that my suit was hopeless. Overwhelmed with despair, I quitted the town. Judge of my delight when I heard a month ago that Coco had been condemned to death for flirting. I hurried back at once, in the hope of finding Young at liberty to listen to my protestation.
It is true that Coco was condemned to death for flirting, but he was reprieved at the last moment and raised to the exalted rank of Lord High Executioner under the following remarkable circumstances. A great Mikado, virtuous man, when he to rule our land began, resolved to try a plan for violence and best be steady. So he decreed in words succinct that all who flirted feared or winked, unless one you really thinked, should forthwith be beheaded, 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 should forthwith be beheaded. And I expect you will all agree that he was right for sole decree, and I am right and you are right, and all is right as right can be.
And you are right and we are right, and all is right as right can be. And all is right as right can be. Right as right can be.
This decree you will understand was great is made throughout the land, for young and old and shy and bold were equally affected. The youth who winked a roving eye or breathed a non-connubial sigh was thereupon condemned to die. He usually objected, objected, objected. He usually objected. And rule and powers, I expect that he was right to so object. And I am right and you are right and everything is quite correct.
And you are right and we are right, and everything is quite correct.
And everything is quite correct.
All is quite correct.
And so we straight let out on bail a convict from the county jail, whose head was next on some pretext condemned to be blown off, and made him headsman, for we said, who's next to be decapitated, cannot cut off another's head until he's cut his own off, his own off, his own off, till he's cut his own off. And we are right, I think, to state, argue in this kind of way, and I am right and you are right, and all is
that you are a nobleman of the highest rank, to condescend to tell all this to me, a mere strolling minstrel.
Don't mention it. I am, in point of fact, a particularly haughty and exclusive person of pre-Adamite ancestral descent. You will understand this when I tell you that I can trace my ancestry back to a protoplasmal, primordial atomic globule. Consequently, my family pride is something inconceivable. I can't help it. I was born sneering. But I struggle hard to overcome this defect. I mortify my pride continually. When all the great officers of state resigned in a body because they were too proud to serve under an ex-tailor, did I not unhesitatingly accept all their posts at once?
And the salaries attached to them, you did.
It is, consequently, my degrading duty to serve this upstart as First Lord of the Treasury, Lord Chief Justice, Commander-in-Chief, Lord High Admiral, Master of the Buckhounds, Groom of the Baxters, Archbishop of Titipu, and a Lord Mayor, both acting and elect, all rolled into one, and at a salary, a poobah paid for his services. I, a salaried minion, but I do it. It revolts me, but I do it.
And it does you credit.
Oh, but I don't stop at that. I go and dine with middle-class people on reasonable terms. I dance at suburban parties for a moderate fee. I accept refreshment at any hands, however low. I also stay at a very low figure. For instance, any further information about Yum Yum would come under the head of a state secret. Money. Another insult. And I think I like one. The young man is fair, likewise go to. Young the fair, you must not do. It will not do. I'm sorry for you. You very imperfect evolutioner. This very day from school, Yum will wend away and overcome with a beat of drum and a rum-tum-tum to wed the Lord High Executioner.
golden scale. Safe along the weary dancers, surely never heard of male. Under such like circumstances, so adventurous a tale, which may rank with most romances. Taken from the county, taken from the county jail, liberated men on bail, surely never heard us say so adventurous a tale. Depart to the Lord by execution. Depart to the noble Lord, to the noble Lord by execution.
As private secretary, of course you will understand
here, where the Chief Justice can't hear us. Now, as First Lord of the Treasury.
Of course. As First Lord of the Treasury, I could propose a special vote that would cover all expenses. If it were not that as leader of the opposition, it would be my duty to resist it tooth and nail. Or, as Paymaster General, I could so cook the account that as Lord High Auditor, I should never discover the fraud. But then, as Archbishop of Titipu, it would be my duty to renounce my dishonesty and give myself into my own custody as First Commissioner of Police.
That's extremely awkward.
I don't say that all these distinguished people couldn't be square, but it is right to tell you that they wouldn't feel sufficiently degraded in their own estimation unless they were insulted with a very considerable bribe.
Well, the matter will have my careful consideration. But my bride and her sisters approaching, and any little compliment on your part, such as an abject grovel and a characteristic Japanese attitude, would be esteemed a favor.
No money, no grovel.
Little It's usual.
Oh, it's quite usual that they Lord Chamberlain.
I have known it done.
I beg your pardon. Will you present me? One at a time, if you please.
Oh, if you please. He's the gentleman who used to play so beautifully on the Evergreen Parade. Yes, I think that was the name of the instrument.
Sir, I have the misfortune to love your ward, Yum Yum. Oh, I know I deserve your anger.
Anger? Not a bit of all. Why, I love her myself. Charming little girl, isn't she? Pretty eyes, nice hair. Taking little thing altogether. Very glad to hear my opinion backed by a competent authority. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Take it away.
I beg your pardon, but what is this? Customer come to try on? Ooh.
That is a tremendous swell.
It's alive!
Go away, little girls. Can't talk to little girls like you. Go away, those girls.
Allow me to present you, Pooh-Bah. These are my 3 walls. The one in the middle is my bride. The one in the middle is my bride-elect.
What did you want me to do to them? Mind, I will not kiss them.
No. You needn't kiss them. A little bow, a mere nod. You needn't mean it, you know.
It goes against the grain. They are not young ladies. They are young persons.
Come, make an effort, there's a good nobleman.
Well, I shan't mean it. How do you know, little girl? Oh, my protoplasmal ancestors.
That's very good.
I see nothing to laugh at. It is very painful for me to have to say, how do you know, little girl? How do you to young persons? I'm not in the habit of saying, how do you know, little girl? How do you know to anybody under the rank of a stockbroker.
Don't laugh at him. He can't help it. He's under treatment for it. Never mind then. They don't understand the delicacy of your position.
We know how delicate it is, don't we?
You think we do? How a nobleman of your importance can do it at all is a thing I never can, never shall understand.
Some fish so much regret if we have made in etiquette. To what kind of rank so high we shall know better by and by. But you, of course, must have it. Think so hard, you're so hard. I don't think girls have to drink so hard. If we can come to dance, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la. But you, of course, must have it. Think so hard. I don't think girls would have to drink harder.
I think you on the record like you cannot show too much respect to all the highly titled few, but nobody does and why should you? Bloody good confession, having thing is harder, is harder to our prerogative. We cling so hard, if we incline to dance and sing tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la.
But you, of course, must have this thing so hard. I don't think girls would have this thing harder. But you, of course, must have this thing so hard. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la.
At last we are alone. I have sought you night and day for 3 weeks in the belief that your guardian was beheaded. I find that you are about to be married to him this afternoon.
Alas, yes.
But you do not love him.
Alas, no.
Modified rapture. So why do you not refuse him?
What good would that do? He's my guardian, and he wouldn't let me marry you.
But I would wait until you were of age.
You forget that in Japan, girls not arrive at years of discretion until they are 50.
From 17 to 49 are considered years of indiscretion.
Besides, a wandering minstrel who plays a wind instrument outside tea houses is hardly a fitting husband for the ward of a Lord High Executioner.
Shall I tell her? Yes, she will not betray me. What if it should prove that, after all, I am no musician?
There! I was certain of it. Directly I heard you play.
What if it should prove that I am no other than the son of His Majesty, the Mikado?
The son of the Mikado? But why is your Highness disguised? And what has your Highness done? And will your Highness promise never to do it again?
I'll tell you. Some years ago, I had the misfortune to captivate Katisha, an elderly lady of my father's court. She misconstrued my customary affability into expressions of affection and claimed me in marriage under my father's law. My father, the Lucius Junius Brutus of his race, ordered me to marry her within a week or perish ignominiously on the scaffold. That night, I fled his court and, assuming the disguise of a second trombone, I joined the band in which you found me. The happiness of seeing you.
Please, I think your Highness had better not come too near. The laws against flirting are excessively severe.
But we are quite alone and no one can see us.
Still, that doesn't make it right. To flirt is capital.
It is capital.
And we must obey the law.
Jews take the law.
I wish it would, but it won't.
If it were not for that, how happy we might be.
Happy indeed.
If it were not for the law, now be sitting side by side, like that.
Instead of being obliged to sit half a mile off, like that.
We should be gazing into each other's eyes, like that.
Breathing sighs of unutterable love, like that.
With our arms around each other's waists.
Yes, if it wasn't for the law.
For the law.
And it is, of course, we couldn't do anything of the kind.
Oh, not for once.
Being engaged to Coco, you know.
Being engaged to Coco. Were you not to Coco plighted, I would say in tender tone, loved one, let us be united, let us be each other's own. I would match all rank and station, while these years are not to us, and to mark my admiration, I would kiss you fondly thus. I would kiss you fondly thus.
But as I'm engaged to Coco, to embrace you thus con poco, would distinctly be no trouble, and for young I should get trouble.
Coco, 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 so in spite of all temptation, such a fever not discuss, and from no consideration, will I kiss you fondly thus. Will I kiss you fondly thus? Let me make it clear to you, this is what I never do. This, oh this, oh this, oh this, this is what I never do. This, oh this, oh this, oh this, this is what I never do. I never do. Oh this, this is what I never
that little parcel. Oh, really, it hardly seems worthwhile. Oh, matrimony, matrimony. Now then, what is it? Can't you see I'm soliloquizing? You have interrupted an apostrophe, sir.
I am the bearer of a letter from His Majesty the Mikado.
Letter from the Mikado? What in the world can he have to say to me? Oh, take a seat. Have some tea. By the fact that no executions have taken place in Titipu for a year, and it decrees that unless somebody is beheaded within 1 month, the post of Lord High Executioner shall be abolished, and the city reduced to the rank of a village. Ooh.
But that will involve us all in irretrievable ruin.
Yes, there's only one thing to be done. I shall have to execute somebody at once. The only question is, who shall it be?
Well, it seems unkind to say so, but as you're already under sentence of death for flirting, everything seems to point
to me? What are you talking about? I can't execute myself.
Why not?
Why not? Because in the first place, self-decapitation is an extremely difficult, not to say dangerous thing to attempt. And in the second, it's suicide, and suicide is a capital offence.
That is so, no doubt.
We might reserve that point.
True, it could be argued 6 months thence before the full court.
Besides, I don't see how a man can cut off his own head.
A man might try.
Even if he only succeeded in cutting it half off.
That would be something. It would be taken as an earnest of his desire to comply with the imperial will.
No, pardon me, but there I am absent. As official headsman, my reputation is at stake, and I can't consent to embark upon a professional operation unless I see my way to a successful result.
This professional conscientiousness is highly creditable to you, but it places us in a very awkward position.
My good sir, the awkwardness of your position is grace itself compared with that of a man engaged in the act of cutting off his own head.
I'm afraid that unless you can obtain a substitute...
A substitute? No, nothing easier. Hoorah! I appoint you Lord High Substitute.
I should be delighted. Such an appointment would realize my fondest dreams. But no. At any sacrifice, I must set bounds to my insatiable ambition. I am so proud if I allowed my family pride to be my guide. I volunteer to quit this sphere instead of you in a minute or two. But family pride must be denied and set aside and mortified and mortified.
My brainy teens with endless schemes for good and new for Titipu, but in my fit the benefit that I diffuse the tongue blues. Now every man to aid his pleasure, not a plan as best he can.
I heard one day a gentleman say that criminals who are caught in two can hardly feel the fatal steel, and so are slain without much pain. If this is true, it's jolly for you, your courage true to bid us adieu. I am so proud, I've heard
expect, deny, neglect, will thus effect the same direct to I object.
And so, although I wish to go, and greatly find you brightly shine, and take the line of a hero fine with me all down, I must decline.
And go and show both friend and foe how much you dare. I'm quite aware it's all a fair, yet I declare I take to shout I don't much care.
I must
to citizens I'm in a dum-dum-dum, in a presidential place with a light bomb-bomb, awaiting the sensation of a shot, from a chippy shop along a big black bomb. To citizens I'm in a dum-dum-dum, in a presidential place with a light bomb-bomb, awaiting the sensation of a shot, from a chippy shop along a big black bomb. A dum-dum-dum, light bomb-bomb, shot, a big black bomb. To citizens I'm in a presidential place with a light This is simply appalling. I, who allowed myself to be respited at the last minute, simply in order to benefit my native town, and now required to die within a month. And that by a man whom I have loaded with honours. Is this public gratitude? Is this... Go away, sir. How dare you? Am I never to be permitted to soliloquize?
Go on, don't mind me.
What are you going to do with that rope?
I'm about to terminate an unendurable existence.
Terminate your existence? Not, sir. What for?
What for? Because you are about to marry the girl I adore.
Nonsense, sir. I won't permit it. I'm a humane man, and if you attempt anything of the kind, I shall order your instant arrest. Come, sir, desist at once, or I summon my guard.
That's absurd. If you attempt to raise an alarm, I instantly perform the happy dispatch with this dagger.
Oh, no, this is horrible, but why, you cold-blooded scoundrel. Are you aware that in taking your life, you're committing a crime, which is... Oh... substitute.
What's the matter?
Is it absolutely certain that you are resolved to die?
Absolutely.
Will nothing shake your resolution?
Nothing.
Threats, entreaties, words, all useless.
All. My mind is made up.
And if you really mean what you say, and if you're absolutely resolved to die, and if nothing whatever will shake your determination, don't spoil yourself by committing suicide, but be beheaded handsomely at the hand of the public executioner.
I don't see how that would benefit me.
You don't? Observe. You have a month to live. And you live like a fighting cock at my expense. When the day comes, there'll be a grand public ceremonial. And you'll be the central figure. No one will attempt to deprive you of that distinction. There'll be a procession. Bands, dead march, bells tolling. All the girls in tears, yum-yum distracted. Then, when it's all over, general rejoicings and a display of fireworks in the evening. Oh, you won't see them. But they'll be there all the same.
Do you think Yum-Yum would really be distracted at my death?
I'm convinced of its pleasure she's the most tender-hearted little creature alive.
I should be sorry to cause her pain. Perhaps, after all, if I were to withdraw from Japan and travel in Europe for a couple of years, I might contrive to forget it.
No, I don't think you could forget Yum-Yum so easily. And after all, what is more miserable than a love-blighted life?
True.
Life without Yum-Yum, why, it seems absurd.
And yet, there are a good many people in the world who have to endure it.
Poor devils, yes. You're quite right not to be of their number.
I won't be of them.
Noble fellow.
I tell you how we'll manage it. Let me marry Yum-Yum tomorrow, and in a month you may behead me.
Oh, no. I draw the I'm a young.
Very well. If you can draw the line, then so can I.
Stop, wait a minute. How can I consent to your marrying young? Now, if I'm going to marry myself, very good, sir.
She'll be a widow in a month. You can marry her then.
That's true, of course. I quite see that, but my difficulty is that, during the next month, my life will be most unpleasant. Most unpleasant.
Half so unpleasant as my position at the end of it.
But, well, dear me, well, I agree. After all, it's only putting off my wedding for a month. But you won't prejudice her against me, will you? You see, I've educated her to be my wife. She's been taught to regard me as a wise and good man. Now, I shouldn't want her views on that point disturbed.
Trust me, she shall never learn the truth from me.
With
lives the wreath will give. Long life to you. Long life to you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, but I haven't finished yet. Long life to you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. There'll now be a short interval of approximately 20 minutes. Our screens are on sale in the foyer. Tea and coffee is available in the coffee bar.
But this unfolding parable
envied, who has attained happiness in all but perfection.
In all but perfection.
Well, dear, it can't be denied the fact that your husband, to be beheaded in 1 month, is in its way a drawback. It does seem to take the top off it, you know.
I don't know about that.
It all depends. He will find it a drawback.
Not necessarily. That's you. It all depends.
I think it's very indelicate of you to refer to such a subject on such a day. If my married happiness is to be
Cut short.
well, cut short in 1 month. Can't you let me look at
Young woman in tears, and on her wedding morn.
Yes, they've been reminding me that in a month you're to be beheaded.
We've been reminding her of Rosamund's beheaded.
We've been reminding me
How some writers will be depressed by this sort of thing. A month? Well, what's a month? These divisions of time are purely arbitrary. Who says 24 hours make a day?
There's a popular impression to that effect.
Then really face it. We'll call each second a minute, each minute an hour, each hour a day, and each day a year. At that rate, we've about 30 years of married happiness before us.
And at that effect, this interview has already lasted 4 hours and 3/4.
Yes, how time flies when one is thoroughly enjoying oneself.
That's the way to look at it. Don't let's be downhearted. There's a silver lining to every cloud.
Certainly, let's be perfectly happy.
By all means, let's thoroughly enjoy ourselves.
It's absurd to cry.
Quite ridiculous. Brighted on our wedding day,
Toilers hurrying, give me greeting, with a river was both fleeting. Fickle moment, really stay, fickle moment, really stay.
to that first.
Oh, wouldn't you like to retire? It must pain you to see us so affectionate together.
No, I must learn to bear it. Now, oblige me by allowing her head to rest on your shoulder.
Like that?
Oh, I am much obliged to you. Oh, now, kiss her. No, thank you. Oh, it's simple torture.
Come, bear up. After all, it's only for a month.
No, it's no use deluding oneself with false hopes.
What do you mean?
My child, my poor child. How shall I break it to her? My little bride that was to have been.
Was to have been?
Yes, you never can be mine.
We're so glad.
I've just ascertained that by the Mikado's law, when a married man is beheaded, his wife is buried alive. Yes, buried alive. It's most unpleasant there.
Who did you get that from?
Oh, from Pooh Bar. He's my solicitor.
But he may be mistaken.
So I thought. So I consulted the Attorney General, Lord Chief Justice, Master of the Rolls, Judge Aubrey, and the Lord Chamberlain. They're all the same opinion. Never knew such unanimity on a point of law in my life.
But stop a bit. This law has never been put in force.
Not yet. You see, flirting is the only crime punishable by decapitation. Married men never flirt.
Of course they don't. I quite forgot that. Well, I suppose I may take it that my dream of happiness is at an end.
Darling, I don't wish to be selfish, and I love you with all my heart. I don't think I should have loved anyone else half as much. But when I agreed to marry you, my own, I had no idea yet that I should have to be buried alive in a month.
Nor I. It's the very first I've heard of it.
It makes a difference, doesn't it?
Oh, it does make a difference, of course.
You see, burial alive, it's such a stuffy death.
I call it a beast of a death.
You see my difficulty, don't you?
Yes, and I see my own. If I insist upon your carrying out your promise, I doom you to a hideous death. If I release you, you marry Coco.
Here's how we do. If I marry you, why not I must not to perish, that your maiden whom you cherish must be not to do. Here's how we do. Here's how we do.
Here's a pretty mess, in a month or less. I must die without a wedding, let the bitter tears I'm shedding witness my distress. Here's a pretty mess, here's a pretty mess.
Here's the state of things. Two polite flings. Matrimonial devotion doesn't seem to suit a notion burial it brings. Here's the state of things. Here's the state of things.
With a question that you take,
I wish it I do, but the laws of woman sets me off to ignore. If what she says is true, she's dead to marry you. Here's a pretty state of things, here's a pretty howdy-do. Here's a pretty state of things, a pretty state of things.
here's how we do.
Here's a howdy-do.
Here's how we do.
Oh, if what you say
As is true, I cannot marry you. Here's a pretty, pretty state of things. Here's a pretty howdy-do.
My poor boy, I'm really very sorry for you.
Thanks, old fellow, I'm sure you are.
You see, I'm quite helpless.
Yes, I quite see that.
I can't conceive anything more distressing than to have one's marriage broken off at the last moment. But you shan't be disappointed of the wedding. You shall come to mine.
It's awfully kind of you, but that's impossible.
Why so?
Today I die.
What do you mean?
I can't live without Yum Yum. This afternoon, I perform the habits.
No, pardon me, I can't allow that.
Why not?
Why not? I hang it all, you're under contract to die at the hand of the public executioner in a month's time. If you kill yourself, what's to become of me? Why, I shall have to be executed in your place.
Well, it would certainly seem so.
Well, what is it, Lord Mayor?
Mikado and his suite are approaching the city and will be here in 10 minutes.
Mikado, he's coming to see whether his orders have been carried out. Now listen, you know, this is getting serious. A bargain's a bargain, and you really mustn't frustrate the ends of justice by committing suicide. As a man of honour and a gentleman, you are bound to die ignominiously at the hand of the public executioner.
Very well then. Behead me.
What? Now?
Certainly, at once.
Chop it off, Coco, chop it off.
My good sir, I don't go about prepared to execute gentlemen at a moment's notice. Why, I never even killed a blue bottle.
Still, as Lord High Executioner.
My good sir, as Lord High Executioner, I've got to be heading in a month. I'm not ready yet. I don't know how it's done. I'm going to take lessons. Now, I need to begin with a guinea pig and work my way up through the animal kingdom until I come to a second trombone. Why, you don't suppose that I'd have accepted the post of Lord High Executioner if I hadn't thought the post was purely nominal. I can't kill you. I can't kill anything. I can't kill anybody.
Come, my poor fellow, we all have unpleasant duties to discharge in time. After all, what is it? If I don't mind, why should you? Remember, sooner or later, it must be done.
Must it? I'm not so sure about that.
What do you mean?
Why should I kill you when making an affidavit that you've been executed will do just as well? Here are plenty of witnesses: Lord Chief Justice, Lord High Admiral, Commander-in-Chief, Secretary of State of the Home Department, First Lord of the Treasury, and a Chief Commissioner of Police.
What?
There. You'll all swear to it, won't you?
Am I to understand that all of us high officers of state are required to perjure ourselves to ensure your safety?
Why not? You'd be grossly insulted as usual.
Will the insult be cash down or at a date?
American Express?
That'll do nicely. Well, it will be a useful discipline. Very good. Choose your fiction and I'll endorse it. Family pride. How do you like that, Gilbert?
But I tell you that life without Yum Yum...
Oh, Yum Yum Yum, and oh, bother Yum Yum. Here, Commissioner, go and fetch Yum Yum. Now, take Yum Yum and marry Yum Yum. Only go away, never come back again. Oh, here she comes. Yum Yum, are you particularly busy?
No, not particularly.
Have you 5 minutes to spare?
Yes.
Then go along with His Grace the Archbishop of Titipu and he'll marry you at once.
But you will actually be able to lie.
Don't ask any questions, but do as I say, and Nanki-Poo will explain all.
But one moment!
But not for worlds. Here comes the Mikado, and no doubt to ascertain whether I've obeyed his decree. And if he finds you alive, I shall have the greatest difficulty in persuading him that I've beheaded you. Close fingers. Here he comes.
Mikado!
justice. To nobody's second I'd certainly reckon a true philanthropist. It is my very humane endeavor to make to some extent each evil liver a running river of harmless merriment. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pant, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. Oh, prosy dull society sinners who chatter and bleat and bore are sent to hear sermons from mystical Germans who bleat from temple poor. The amateur tenor whose vocal villain is all desire to shirk shall during our hours exhibit his powers to man to swords like frogs. The lady who dyes a chemical yellow and stains her grey abuse, or pitches her figure is painted with vigor and permanent walnut juice. The idiot wooing railway carriages scribbles on window panes. They only suffer to ride on a buffer in a parliamentary train. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pant, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
His object all sublime he will achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pant, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
The advertising quack who wearies with tales of countless cures, his teeth have enacted shall all be extracted by terrified amateurs. The music hall singer attends a series of masses of fugues and ops by Barty Pivot with swollen Beethoven and classical Monday pops. The billiard sharp who anyone catches it dooms extremely hard. He's meant to dwell in a dungeon cell on a spot that's always barred, and there he plays extravagant matches in fiddlers' finger stalls on a cloth untrue with a twisted cue and elliptical billiard ball. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner bent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
His object all sublime he will achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner bent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
I am honoured in being permitted to welcome your Majesty. I guess the object of your Majesty's visit, your wishes have been attended to, the execution has taken place.
Oh, you've had an execution, have you?
Yes, the coroner has just handed me his certificate.
I am the coroner.
Ah, and this is the certificate of his death. At Titipu, in the presence of the Lord Chancellor, the Lord Chief Justice, the Lord Mayor, the Attorney General, the Secretary of State for the Home Department, the Heritage Secretary of the Minister of Development, and groom of the second forefront.
They were all present, Your Majesty. I counted them myself.
A very good house. A I wish I'd been in time for the performance.
Ooh, a tough fellow he was too. A man of gigantic strength. His struggles were terrific. It was really a remarkable scene.
Describe it.
The criminal cried as he dropped him down in a state of wild alarm. With a frightful, frantic, fearful frown, I bared my big right arm. I seized him by his little pink tail upon his knees down here. As he squirmed and struggled and worked and worked, I drew my status knee. My status knee. Oh, never shall I forget the cry or the shriek that shrieked at me. As I gnashed my teeth when throbbing cheek, I drew my status knee.
I'm surprised that he should have fled from one so lovely.
That's not true.
No.
You hold that I am not beautiful because my face is plain. But you know
disguised as a second trombone.
A second trombone?
Yes. Would it be troubling you too much if I asked you to produce him? He goes by the name of
Nanki-Poo.
Nanki-Poo? Nanki-Poo.
It's quite easy. Oh, no, it's rather difficult. In point of fact, he's gone abroad.
Gone abroad? His address?
Wigan.
What's the matter now?
See here, his name, Nanki-Poo, beheaded this morning. Oh, where shall I find another? Where shall I find another?
Dear, this is very tiresome. My poor fellow, in your anxiety to carry out my wishes, you have beheaded the heir to the throne of Japan.
I beg to offer an unqualified apology.
I desire to associate myself with that expression of regret.
We really have the least notion.
Of course you hadn't. How could you? My dear sir, really do not distress yourself. It was no fault of yours. If a man of exalted rank chooses to disguise himself as a second trombone, he must take the consequences. It really distresses me to see you take on so. I've no doubt he thoroughly deserved all he got.
Oh, we are infinitely obliged to your majesty.
Much obliged, Your Majesty.
Very, very much obliged, your majesty.
Obliged? Not a bit. Don't mention it. How could you tell?
Of course. We could tell who the gentleman really was.
It wasn't written on his forehead, you know.
It might have been on his pocket handkerchief. Japanese don't use pocket handkerchiefs.
I forget the punishment. The compassing the death of the heir apparent.
Punishment?
Yes. Something lingering with boiling oil in it, I fancy. Something of that sort. I think boiling oil occurs in it somewhere, I'm not sure. I know it's something humorous, but lingering. With either boiling oil or melted
lead.
Come, don't fret, don't panic, I'm not a bit angry.
Oh, if your majesty will accept our assurance, we had no idea.
Of course.
I knew nothing about it.
I wasn't there.
That's the pathetic part about it. Unfortunately, the fool of an act says, compassing the death of the heir apparent. There's not a word about a mistake.
No.
Or of not knowing.
No.
Or of having no notion.
No.
Or of not being there.
No.
There should be, of course.
Yes.
But there isn't.
Oh.
That's the slovenly way these acts are always drawn. It's this blasted Tory deregulation. Come, cheer up, I'll have it altered. After the next cabinet reshuffle. Now then, let's see about your execution. Will after luncheon suit you? Can you wait till then?
Oh, yes. We can wait till then.
Then we'll make it after luncheon. I don't feel very hungry. I really feel very sorry for you all. But it's an unjust world. And virtue is triumphant only in theatrical performance. See how the fates their gifts are lot. For A is happy, B is not, yet B is worthy, I dare say, of more prosperity than A.
Is B more worthy? I should say he's one more rich deal more than A.
Yet A is
nice mess you've got us into with your nodding head and the deference due to a man of pedigree.
Merely corroborative detail, intended to give artistic verisimilitude to an otherwise bald and unconvincing narrative.
Corroborative detail, indeed. Corroborative fiddlestick.
Oh, you're just as bad as he is with your tales of his catching his eye and whistling in air. Well, that's so like you. You must put in your oar.
But how about your big right arm?
Yes, and your thick as me.
Never mind about that now. There's only one thing to be done. Nanki-Poo hasn't started yet. He must come to life again at once. Oh,
Come on.
here he comes. Nanki-Poo, I've news for you. You're reprieved.
Oh, but it's too late. I'm a dead man. I'm off my honeymoon.
Nonsense. A terrible thing has just happened. It seems that you are the son of the Mikado.
Yes, but that happened some time ago.
Is this a time for airy persiflage? Your father is here, and with Katisha.
Oh, my father, and with Katisha.
Yes, yes, he wants you particularly.
So does she.
Oh, but he's married now.
Bless my soul, what has that to do with it?
Katisha claims me in marriage, but I can't marry her because I'm married already. Consequently, she will insist upon my execution. And if I'm executed, my wife will have to be buried alive.
You see our difficulty, don't you?
Yes. Oh, I don't know what's to be done.
But there's one chance for you. If you could persuade Katisha to marry you, she would have no further claim on me. And in that case, I could come to life without any fear of being put to death.
Marry Katisha?
I really think it's the only course.
My good girl, have you seen her? She's something appalling.
Oh, that's only her face. He hasn't that elbow that he could combine with that.
I am told that your right heel is much admired by connoisseurs.
My good sir, I decline to pin my affection on any lady's right heel.
When it comes to this, while Katisha is single, I prefer to be a disembodied spirit. When Katisha is married, why, existence would be as welcome as the flowers in spring. The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, before me of merry sunshine. As we merrily dance and we sing, tra-la, we welcome the hope that they bring, tra-la, of a summer of roses and wine, of a summer of roses and wine. And that's what we mean when we say that the thing is welcome as flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, the flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la.
The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, have nothing to do with the case. I've got to take under my wing, tra-la, a most attractive old thing, tra-la, a caricature of a face, with a caricature of a face. And that's what I mean when I say, or I sing. Oh, bother the flowers that bloom in the spring. Oh, bother the flowers of spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la-la.
the miscreant who robbed me of my love. But vengeance pursues. They are eating the cauldron.
Katisha, behold a suppliant at your feet. Katisha, mercy.
Mercy? Had you mercy on him? See here, you have slain my love. Oh, he did not love me, but he would have loved me in time. I am an acquired taste. Only the educated palate can appreciate it. Well, I was educating his palate when he left me. And now he is dead. And where shall I find another? Where shall I find another? It takes years to train a man to love me. I might have gone through the weary round again. But at the same time implore mercy for you who robbed me of my prey. I mean pupil. Just as his education was on the point of completion. Oh, where shall I find another? Here. What?
Katisha, for years I have loved you with a white-hot passion which is slowly but surely consuming my very vitals. Shrink not from me. There is aught of woman's nature in your heart. Turn not away from a lovesick suppliant whose every fibre thrills at your tiniest touch. True it is. Hang on. True it is that under a poor mask of disgust I have endeavoured to conceal a passion whose inner fires are broiling the soul within me. But the fire will not be smothered. It defies all attempts at extinction, and breaking forth all the more eagerly for its long restraint, it declares itself in words that will not be weighed, that cannot be schooled, that should not be too severely criticised. Katisha, I dare not hope for your love, but I will not live without it, darling.
Whose hands still reek with the blood of my betrothed dare to whisper words of passion for the woman that you have so foully wronged?
I do accept my love, or I perish on the spot.
Oh, go to. Who knows so well as I that none ever yet died of a broken heart?
You know not what you say. Listen. On the tree by a river, a little tit sang willow, tit willow, tit willow. And I said to him, Nicky, why you sit singing willow, tit willow, tit willow? Is it weakness of intellect, burden my pride, or rather my worry your little inside? With a shake of his small little head, he replied, oh willow, tit willow, tit willow. It's an affecting tale and quite true. Ah, I knew the bird intimately.
Oh, Lucia. You must have been very fond of her.
This devotion was something extraordinary.
Oh, poor little chap. And if I refuse you, will you go and do the same?
I will.
Oh, you mustn't do anything but that. Oh, I am a silly little goose.
You won't.
Oh, and you won't hate me, will you, if I'm just a teeny-weeny bit bloodthirsty?
Oh, Katusha, is there not beauty even in bloodthirstiness?
Oh, my idea, exactly. There's beauty in blood on the blast, there's grandeur in crowning of the gale. There is eloquence a-pouring, and a lion is a-roaring, and a tiger is a-lashing of his tail.
Yes, I'd like to see a tiger with a humble on the night, especially with a lashing of tail.
Volcanoes have a splendor that is grim, and the earthquakes only terrify the doors. But to whom was silent, there is nothing that's stupid in the falling of a flight of thunderbolts.
Yes, in spite of all my meanness, for I have a little weakness. It's a passion for a flight of thunderbolts.
If that is so, sing very down, very instead and very I'll take someone. Away we'll go, and very very no lovely, very the day is done.
There is beauty in extreme old age. Do you fancy you're elderly enough? Information I'm requesting of the subject interested is a maiden all the better when she's tough.
Oh, I was it's the general opinion that she lasts a good deal longer if she's tough.
Are you old enough to marry, do you think? Won't you wait until you're 80 in the shade? Now there's a fascinating practice and a brewing little matter. Do you think you are sufficiently decayed?
On the subject that you mention, I have given some attention, and I think I am sufficiently decayed. If that is so, still very down, very excited and very I'll take someone. I will go and very married, no lovely, very good day is done. But as soon as it's very down, very excited and very I'll take someone. I will go and very married, no lovely, very good day is done. Very down, very, very, very much lovely, very today.
Now then, we've had a capital lunch and we are quite ready. Have all the painful preparations been made?
Your Majesty, all is prepared.
Now produce the unfortunate gentleman and his two well-meaning but misguided accomplices.
Mercy, mercy for Coco, mercy for pity's sake, mercy even for Pooh-Bah.
I beg your pardon. I don't think I quite caught that remark.
Mercy, even for Pooh-Bah.
Mercy, my husband that was to have been is dead, and I have just married this miserable object.
Oh, you've not been long about it.
No, we were married before the registrar.
I am the registrar.
I see. But my difficulty is that as you have slain the heir apparent,
The heir apparent is not slain.
bless my heart, my son, yo!
And you ought to be Lord elected.
Traitor! You have deceived me!
Yes, I think you deserve a little explanation, but I think he will give it better. Whole than in pieces.
Majesty, it's like this. It is true that I staged that I had killed Nanki-Poo.
Oh, yes, with very affecting particulars.
Mere corroborative detail intended to give artistic verisimilitude to another.
Will you refrain from putting in your own
Bold and unconvincing narrative.
Your Majesty, it's like this. When Your Majesty says, let a thing be done, it's as good as done. Practically, it is done, because Your Majesty's will is law. Your Majesty says, kill a gentleman, and a gentleman is told off to be killed. Consequently, that man is as good as dead. Practically, he is dead. And if he is dead, well, why not say so?